Research paper introduction. The introduction is the first thing that anyone reads after the title and abstract of your research paper. Therefore, it is absolutely crucial that you give special attention to this section of your paper. Hello and welcome to another video by In this video, we will guide you through the process of writing the perfect introduction to your research. We will discuss the importance of an introduction, what an ideal introduction should talk about, and key points you need to keep in mind while writing the introduction to your research paper. So let's get started. The introduction is undoubtedly the most important section of your research paper. This is because it lays the foundation which lets the reader know just how important this research is. A good introduction provides important bits of information to the reader, which makes them curious to read the rest of the paper. Think of your introduction as a gateway for your readers to explore the research topic. Therefore, in addition to introducing the topic to the reader, you must also provide a glimpse into what the readers shall gain from this research paper. Let us now have a look at what an ideal introduction should look like. The introduction of a research paper can be anywhere between 1 to 4 paragraphs long. But the length of the introduction totally depends on the topic and the contents of the research paper. There are two main questions that an introduction must answer, which are: what gaps in the existing scientific knowledge is this research going to fill? And why is there a need to fill these gaps at all? It is important to structure your introduction in such a way that it provides the information that answers these questions. An ideal introduction should first address the general problem which relates to the topic of research. Then, it should explore and summarize important piece of information from previous research. After that, you can move on to describing the main arguments. And then, present your own hypothesis and the main objective of the research paper. Now that you have understood what you need to do for your research paper introduction, let us look at some important points you need to keep in mind while writing the introduction. The introduction amounts to a very small portion of the paper. Usually, an introduction takes up about 10% of the whole paper. Therefore, it is important that you plan your introduction carefully before writing, so that each sentence provides value to your paper. Make an outline highlighting the main points explored in the research. Make sure that the points are arranged in the right order so as to engage the readers. Try to stick to the ideal structure of an introduction, as mentioned earlier. Begin with a hook statement, which intrigues the audience and introduces the topic to them. Provide some statistical data or a brief description to explain the topic further. Use transitional words such as however, furthermore, additionally, in contrast, etc. to shift from one statement to another. Make sure that you use the correct form of tenses while writing the introduction. And the last and the most important thing to keep in mind while writing the introduction to your research paper is to write a rough draft of the introduction first and then move on forward with writing the rest of the research paper. You can never write all the information needed in your research paper in one attempt. Therefore, it is advisable to revisit your introduction and make final changes at the end to make a well-rounded research paper introduction.